Hey guys, welcome to Blood Games United. Welcome to another video. And right now is, talking about Neymar. It is probably gonna be the Neymar week, or it's gonna be probably the Neymar couple of weeks until his issue is resolved. Whether he leaves for Madrid, comes to Barcelona, or stays at PSG, whichever one it is, or I don't know, left field could go to Juventus or whatever. This is probably gonna be the saga of the summer until it ends, and there's things to talk about. What I want to talk about in this video is that it's responding to some of the newspaper articles that and the media that have been putting Neymar that he will join Real Madrid or something like that, and make it seem as Real Madrid are really pushing for the player, where in reality I'm not so sure that they are. And this is specifically the Barcelona media, Mundo Deportivo, Sport specifically, which I don't understand why they're doing this, because basically the way I see it is that if you are pushing, like if it's not even the Madrid media that is commenting this, but the Barcelona media, the way I see this is that, hey, people are not convinced by signing on Neymar, let's go ahead and say that Madrid are really going for him, so we'll have like an obligation to stop that from happening. And the thing is that I don't believe that Neymar will join Real Madrid, because for one, we all know that Real Madrid really wanted Paul Pogba, and if you had that much money to put for the Neymar deal, I'm sure that Zidane would have been more preferable to get Paul Pogba instead of a player that's going to compete with Eden Hazard for the same position and that are basically the same age. And well, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, but I think Hazard is better than Neymar. I just think that he's a more organized player and plays better for the team whenever he's on his game. He's, I believe, the better player. But that's staying aside. They're both really great players. It's just that they're playing for the same position. They both played in the left wing, cutting inside and generating stuff going towards the middle. That's what their role is in the team. So for that reason, I don't believe that Real Madrid are going after Neymar, except for the chance that if we know that PSG want to offload Neymar, that's a thing, that he more likely than not will get offloaded off PSG, because the chance about the rant of people saying, like, you know, I'm sure that you guys heard about what happened in PSG's first game of the season, where fans were just booing Neymar all around, and that apparently didn't suit well for the player, obviously, and the board really want to push him out of the team. So I'm guessing that if by the last week Neymar hasn't been resolved and Barcelona are not really looking to push, Real Madrid might be going on the way. Florentino Perez and Al Khelaïfi seem to have a really good relationship, definitely better than the one Barcelona has with PSG for sure, and that could be on the cards, but only if it's an opportunity for Real Madrid. They're not going to go over this the same way that I don't think Barcelona are really trying to go over this. Like, they're trying to sign the player, but they're not trying to get bankrupt for the reason that specifically we don't have the resources to do so. I just want to say, for one, that, and I'm going to explain this later in the video, but I want to put a statement kind of the topic of today's video in that I wish Neymar signs for Real Madrid, because it will be a huge favor for us, and I'm gonna explain it later. I know that the dislikes and the thumbs down are gonna be coming up, and that I don't know anything, I'm delusional, whatever. I'm gonna explain it. If you think that I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. I love debating with you guys, if everything going with respect, but whatever. Let's get into the points of this video. For one, we know that I'm going to talk about Neymar, the Neymar right now, not the Neymar that left Barcelona, which they're two different versions. There is a difference between the one that won the Champions League and the one that is right now at PSG. They're two very different players, or sort of different players. For one, we know Neymar is not professional. That is been a thing for a couple of seasons already. As a matter of fact, I want to remember you that I believe Neymar starts being professional the moment that crucially Barcelona started losing in the Champions League. When for the Atletico Madrid game, after we lose, like we had it in the 2015-2016 season, at one point we were 12 points ahead of Real Madrid in La Liga with 10 games to go or something like that. We get knocked out of the Champions League in the 2015-2016 season against Atletico Madrid. A really close game where it could have gone both ways. It was unlucky that we got eliminated. That playstyle I've repeated time and time again that it suits the Champions League format, because Atletico Madrid sit back and try to counter while we try to propose football. Until then, everything was going sound. Neymar gets, and basically, if you see the game against Malaga, he gets a red card. In a game where we could have won, everything was looking like we were going to get all the 3 points in that game, which pretty much would have put us in a good position to win the league that season. And wait, no, never mind. That's a different season. That's the season following. But basically, what I want to say is that after we lose in the Champions League against Atletico Madrid, Neymar goes to Brazil, to the carnival, and to his sister's birthday, which has been a thing that he's been doing for all the following seasons after that. He's been doing that in the crucial moment of the season. How coincidentally that you go for a few days, and as soon as that happens, the 12-point gap that we had, we literally had to fight Real Madrid for it. We started, I think we lost 3 or 4 games in a row, and basically Suarez went supernova and scored 8 goals in 3 games, something like that, to finish off the league. Barcelona were about to throw out the league that you have pretty much knocked out. You had it secured, and coincidentally, it's the moment that Neymar decides to do that. The Neymar goes in mid-season, in the most important part of the season where all the titles have been fought on. You go ahead and go to Brazil. He apparently asked permission, and they gave it to him. I don't know who. I don't know what Luis Enrique or the captains were thinking, but that shouldn't happen. I don't see Agüero taking vacations in the Champions League knockout stages. I don't see, Cristiano Ronaldo asking Allegri to go on vacation again before playing against Ajax or something. That just doesn't happen, and it shouldn't happen. It's not professional. Getting paid to play football, you go ahead and train and play. Vacations you'll take whenever there is, in June, July. You have June and July to have vacation, but not during the season. Then we know that, and let's follow the not professional thing of Neymar by saying the next season afterwards, this 16-17 season, we go ahead and we lose against Juventus, and then a couple weeks later we play against Malaga. We start losing 1-0. We pretty much are generating so many chances that eventually everything looks like, unless something really weird happens, we will win that game, which would have put us in a really good position to win the league that season. And what does Neymar go ahead and do? He starts losing his plot, and he gets sent off, which, in the system of Barcelona especially, that losing a player in our system where we want to have as much domination of the ball in the opposite area, and losing a player really puts us at a disadvantage. It basically blew the game for us. So losing the points right there, it's what would have won us the league basically. And Neymar, after he gets sent off, literally, he gets sent off and goes to Brazil again for the carnival and for his sister's birthday again. Are you kidding me? And he's been doing that for PSG in the following 2 seasons after that, where he got injured specifically at the moment of the knockout stages in the Champions League. How coincidentally? I mean, I know that he has been suffering some very bad injuries, but come on, man, this is not okay. You cannot be doing that. I know that he doesn't choose to get injured, but how coincidentally that's in the most important part of the season, and it's being the same injury over and over and over again. And let's progress towards that, because PSG changed the medical team that they're going to have for this season, because the previous 2 seasons they had another medical team. And basically, they've released like news that that when they examined Neymar, because Barcelona were asking about his fitness, like, is he gonna have injury concerns? Should we be concerned about this? And reports basically came out saying that Neymar's, the same injury that he had the previous 2 seasons, it's an injury that's very likely to come back and hurt him. Basically, it's gonna be a chronic injury that he could have if he's not lucky with injuries. And that means that you are putting so much effort on bringing a player that is a great player. I'm not saying that he's a bad player or anything. He's a world-class player. But you're paying so much money for a player that's not young, because Neymar's about to turn 28, and that he has injury concerns like that. It's just not. It's not okay. It's not a player I would bring for that much of an effort. Like, with that many injuries, Neymar honestly doesn't cost more than 100 million. Because that's really concerning. That you could basically be spending over 200 million to have a player sit out 6 months of the season because of an injury. Let's talk about the sense that he's not needed in the club, because the reality is that everyone's making it seem as Barcelona need Neymar, and the thing is, we don't need Neymar. I don't care if Neymar is the last time we won the Champions League. Well, I'm telling you that the last time we won the Champions League, we also had Mathieu, we had Pedro, we had, I don't know, Bermalen, and we had some other players. Like, we had Dani Alves, we had Claudio Bravo. Like, it's like, with Neymar, I want to remind you, we've only won 1 out of 4 seasons that he was at Barcelona. We only won 1 Champions League trophy. Like, it's not like if he's the magical recipe to win Champions League trophies. Like, in that season of the treble, we were getting basically battered by Real Madrid in the league until everything started kicked on in like January, February, and there was Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. So bringing Neymar all of a sudden is not going to change. It's not going to make us official winners of the Champions League. You still have to play the game, and there's still a likelihood that even if you're the best team in the world, you will lose, because this competition is very heavily depending on luck. Something hits the post, you make a random mistake, and it costs you dearly. Also, I think that I have to talk about it, but the betrayal. The thing is that Neymar has laughed at Barcelona, that he betrayed Barcelona, and is that really the player that you want to bring into the club? Like, a few months ago, he was interviewed in Brazil saying, "What is the best moment of your career?" And he has so many things to choose from. Winning gold with Brazil, winning the Champions League, winning, I don't know, the Copa Libertadores, I don't know. You know what he goes ahead and chooses? He chooses the comeback game where Barcelona knocked out PSG. So he's basically saying that the best moment of his career is knocking out his current club out of the Champions League. Like that's not okay. Like, right now, today, Matias Pogba, it's in the Chiringuito. He's basically been talking about the situation, or he's been asked about the situation, and he's saying that in comparison to his brother, he wouldn't do what Neymar's been doing, which is disrespecting the club, because it's not professional. Because if you sign with a club a contract, you're supposed to go through with the contract and work as hard as possible to achieve the goals of the team, to help the team succeed. And Neymar's clearly not been doing that. That a player is willing to say that, doesn't matter how popular he is or not, it's clamorous, because normally no one likes to get into any controversy because they get criticized for it. Hell, look at me. I say something like that has half controversy, and I'm already getting attacked in the comments. And it's fine, but it's about saying what it's clearly and blatantly obvious. Neymar had the option during the whole summer, because we had the PSG links in June, and he waited until literally August to leave Barcelona. We wasted over a month where we could have gotten Dembele for cheaper and Coutinho for cheaper. I mean, we shouldn't have signed Coutinho. We should have signed Mbappe, and it would have cost us the same amount of money. or even cheaper, because if no one knows we have 220 million in the bank, they don't go ahead and ask us 160 million for Coutinho and 120 for Dembele. Dembele was reported that we had a deal already set up for 70 million, and Coutinho we had a deal set up for like 100 million. So from that to getting Dembele not having a preseason, or Coutinho coming in January, and we start this preseason with Neymar and we end up getting battered in the Super Cup. Thank God that the team reacted and was able to start in a winning situation and start winning games. Because otherwise it would have been a really bad season for Barcelona. So he betrayed us. Like, it's not about leaving. He could have left. He could have perfectly said in his social media when the rumors come out, you either say, no, the rumors are fake, I am staying. Not spending the whole summer putting pictures on Instagram saying, should I stay? Should I go? How important? Everyone wants me. No. If you do that, that's a clear situation that, hey, you're not together with the club. Like, you don't want to be here, then fine. We'll let you go. Go ahead and pay his release costs now, so we can start all getting our seasons completed. And instead, we go ahead and have to wait until August, so some players don't get a preseason, and our season starts in a shambles. And the last thing is that if Neymar comes to Barcelona, he becomes a huge problem for the dressing room. He stops Dembele from getting any progression. We don't know because we're probably going to play a 3 up front, so that means Griezmann, Suarez are going to go to the bench, one of them, which is a huge problem for the dressing room. Suarez is not going to be happy about sitting on the bench. I'm believing that we didn't spend 120 million for a player that's going to sit on the bench the whole season. If we're choosing to keep Dembele instead of selling for 100 million, I hope that he's going to get a lot of minutes. Otherwise, selling for 100 million, please stop bringing his price down for no reason. So he's a huge problem. And the last thing is that Valverde said that he was asked, "What is it? Do you like that you can still sign players? Like, what players will you bring in? Will you bring any more players?" And he said that he's happy with what he has right now, and that he will train whatever he gets. Which, by the way, it's a clear significance that he doesn't get any say in what goes on in the signings, in the ins and outs of the club. But he did say that for him it was very annoying that he could start the season with some players and in a couple of weeks not have them for the remainder of the season, which is completely right. You should start the season with all the players that you're going to be able to use for the remaining period of the season, at least until January. So if all of these are clear examples of why we shouldn't sign Neymar, why are people insisting on signing Neymar? Why are people assuming that just because Neymar signs, we will win the Champions League? Doesn't make any sense to me. And now this is where I touch the point of him going to Real Madrid will be a big benefit for us, because all these points being negative for us means that they're negative for Real Madrid if he joins. One, he probably is gonna get in Hazard's way because they play in the same position. And not only that, they play in the same zone. Even if one plays on the right and one plays on the left, they're both going to want to play centrally, and we know how that fares for Coutinho. That's the reason Coutinho didn't succeed at Barcelona. He could, in theory, play in the forward line if there was no Lionel Messi. We've seen Coutinho play when Messi's not in the field and when he has Dembele and Suarez next to him, and he plays better because he gets to have a lot more involvement with the ball. But because Messi's a lot better than him in doing that role, well, that's why we have Messi. That's the reason that Neymar and Hazard would get on each other's way if they were at Real Madrid. Also, they don't help pressing at all. Those two players wouldn't press at all, meaning that Real Madrid would have a problem trying to defend and trying to get the ball back. He would probably get injury problems, as I'm saying. He has those injury concerns. We know that he's not a Barcelona fan. Like Madrid, Neymar is a Neymar. He cares about Neymar. He doesn't care about Barcelona. He doesn't care about PSG. He doesn't care about Real Madrid. He cares about who is going to give him the best money and the best chances to win the Ballon d'Or. That's basically what it is. Just up to Neymar was. I'm reminding you, Neymar was going to join Real Madrid before joining Barcelona, just that Barcelona offered him more money. That's what he was. Real Madrid don't need him, and he would be a big problem for Zinedine Zidane. He would create problems with the dressing room, and he would cost so much money. Let's repeat this. Real Madrid's highest earners are Bale and Ramos, and I believe they earn 12 million a season. Neymar is on what, 35 million a season? That is nearly triple the money that the highest earner Real Madrid currently would do. That breaks the economic structure of the team. At Barcelona, that's even worse because we're already paying the highest salaries in world football, and you want to come ahead and bring in Neymar when we already had to ask for a loan to sign Griezmann. Like, money, Barcelona is not a money maker in that sense. Like, we don't make that much money. We're already in the red flag of how much we're paying in wages. So, if you don't understand, like, I said the Real Madrid thing as a joke, but also as a non-joke, because I would think that would benefit us a lot. Especially because that means Neymar is not joining Barcelona. That's the most important thing in my opinion. But taking that away from the point, isn't this enough? Isn't this example enough to convince everyone that he's not a good signing for Barcelona? He's not. He just doesn't suit what we need. He is clearly not a professional player. Wherever he's been, he's caused problems eventually. And we don't need that. We need players that are going to be for the club, that are going to be reacting for the club, that are going to be playing for the shirt. So with all said and done, leave me your opinions of the Neymar situation. Do you think that he should join Barcelona, that he should stay at PSG, or that he should arrive at the Bernabeu next season? Leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Blaugranas.